Alright, hello and welcome to a Sonic Adventure DX All Stories video. I am Argick, I will be your runner today, and yeah, we're just going to take this and we are going to go nuts. So timer's going to start here once the screen goes black, and we're going to jump right into the action with Chaos Zero. So Chaos Zero being our first boss fight, we are going to try and manipulate all 3 hits that we get on him here. So after our first hit, we want to come back to our starting position, and then that'll pop him back up. For the second hit, we are going to want to get hit after he has been put into his puddle. And then for the third hit here, we want to make him jump down immediately by moving to the lamppost opposite him, or directly beside him. That'll force him back down instead of having him jump around the different poles. He can jump up to 6 times if he decides to feel like it. Quite annoying. Our first action stage here we have is Emerald Coast, so you're going to see a lot of the base movement tech come out first. Spin dash jumping, spin dash chaining, I'll get in depth with them as and when I get a chance. Also, you'll see me come into the pause menu to switch between camera modes here. The camera modes are... normally they're runner preference, but there are some areas that are better in auto cam and other areas that are better in free camera. You'll see as and when I switch. There's only a couple of areas where I think auto cam is better. Meanwhile, we're just going to casually climb up the wall here with spin dashing because physics. But yeah, the main form of movement in Sonic Adventure DX here is chaining spin dashes. Now what that is when I press both spin dash buttons, in this case B and X, which will then allow me to effectively keep going at the maximum amount of speed. The only time this is not happening is when you are going downhill, as going downhill in a single spin dash is actually faster than spin dash chaining. The other things you're seeing here, you're seeing slope jumps, where you take the angle of the slope that you launch off and give yourself some increased height as well. The other thing that's happening is you'll see Sonic his momentum will just stop dead in the air. He'll come to a complete stop. That is used to maintain some control, making sure you land on proper areas like in the rock there that you just seen, or basically just to make sure you remain in full control, which is always a good thing. Here I'm in free camera just for hub movement, taking advantage of, again, just stopping all momentum, taking advantage of slope jumps. Again, slope jumps are just a combination of the angle that you're going and the speed that you move at. I'll be able to give you guys a good, what's the word? A good tutorial, or a good demonstration, that's the word. Good demonstration of spin dash chaining here in Egg Hornet. You can see that's me just spin dashing normally, that's just one spin dash. But if I do it spin dash chaining, you can see how much faster it goes. So what we're going to do for Egg Hornet here is we're going to do a 1 cycle, which is we just come and we quite literally just homing attack him for all 3 hits in the 1 cycle. This prevents us from having the multiple missiles and finishes the fight in around 30 seconds, which is really good. So after Egg Hornet here, we're going to head towards Windy Valley, but for that we need to pick up the Windstone. Hopefully the Windstone doesn't troll me and allows me to pick it up instead of spin dashing past it. The game has a tendency to decide, do you know what, it's like, you're not close enough, we're going to just go past that item. Another thing is sometimes you can throw the Windstone and it ends up in the wall, you have to go back and pick it up again. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest scenario either. But here we're going to have our first instance of breaking the game, where we literally just spin dash through the wall. A common theme of SADX is going through walls. Unfortunately there, I messed up the jump. I didn't actually jump when I was supposed to. So spin dash jumping, you can see with spin dash jumping, it takes all the horizontal momentum that I have and applies it to a spin dash. Applies it to a jump. It allows the jumps to be much longer and much higher when combined with slope jumps as well. Here we have trampoline skip, which unfortunately I failed. Normally you would spin dash onto those panels, and on the 5th panel you would wait and homing attack up to the spring instead of having to take the trampoline. So now that we come into Act 3 here, you do a quick restart to make your descent a lot faster. And again here you'll see just single spin dash coming all the way down, a lot faster than trying to do chaining. Gravity helps, I guess. Here I'm going to release my spin dash because this loop has a tendency to kill you if you're spin dashing. it'll kill all momentum and you'll just plummet and you'll have to go back to the checkpoint, which you don't want to do. Another thing that you'll see happening here is you'll see hovering. Every time Sonic jumps, he has a second. What am I doing? Oh, can I recover? That's an interesting way of going about that. I'm not supposed to do that. I'll get back to hovering in a moment. Right now, we're going to take a leap of faith. Hopefully, if I've aimed this right, we'll still head down by the emerald. I should be fine here. Yeah, I'm fine. That's okay. That was an interesting... That was an interesting scenario. The camera was not behaving there. Camera was most definitely not behaving there. Anyway, so we're going to move on here. Switch to free camera again for hub world movement. And then we are just going to take a nice big jump. Unfortunately, not high enough to get to the train. But still a decent enough jump. We're going to head to the sewers in Station Square, where we're going to pick up the Lightspeed shoes. Is it? Yes, the Lightspeed shoes. Unfortunately, we're not actually ever going to use them for their intended purpose. Lightspeed shoes are slow, especially because you have to wait for the charge. Instead, we are just going to use our momentum and our slopes to do jumps from these stairs. There we go. So next up, we're going to head to Casinoopolis. Again, Casinoopolis, for those that remember the game, usually requires the Lightspeed dash to enter. But we're going to take advantage of these stairs by doing a spin dash jump and hitting the button. So now for Casinoopolis here, instead of collecting the required amount of rings, we're going to clip out of bounds here. Absolutely messed it up, which is unfortunate. But we're going to try that again. So let's try that. So we're going to spin out of bounds, just through the wall. Come on, wall. Wall, please. Oh dear. There we go. Through the wall. Onto the base of the rings here. And jump over the invisible wall. There is an invisible wall around that barrier that prevents you from getting the emerald until you have handed in 400 rings. But what we were doing there is we went out of bounds and under the level. And then using the slope from the coins, we did a slope jump up towards the emerald. And finishing it in less than about 20 seconds. Little bit of unfortunate death and then getting stuck on the wall. Not a massive time loss, but again, it can be smoother. Normally, it is smoother. So now we have the Ice Stone, and the Ice Stone will allow us to go into Ice Cap. Ice Cap is one of the more notorious levels in a speedrun here. I say notorious. It's notorious for me because of one particular skip. Sometimes it's nice to me and I get it. Other times, it just doesn't want to behave. But there are recoveries if I do mess it up, which is always nice. So we'll see how this goes. Spin dash. Again, can't spin dash while carrying an object, which is why you rarely see it. Missing the L trigger, which is typical when you're trying to do a video. So from here, we're going to just skip the Act 1 cave by doing a nice big spin dash jump over here. So that is Act 1 complete. Now we're coming into Act 2, and hopefully, if the game likes me, which it does, we go straight through the door like that. That's fantastic. And now I apologize for everybody, myself included, who likes Be Cool, Be Wild, Be Groovy, because we're not getting to listen to it. Instead, we are falling through the wall, and then we are going to fall directly towards the emerald. So what happened there is a crack in the wall that for whatever reason, Sonic is quite literally able just to walk through. You put the camera in a specific position. Whatever's easiest for you, everybody is slightly different on how it does it. And you get this scenario. We are falling directly down towards the emerald. You can see on the left there, that's where the level is loading around us. You can land in there, and then you'll have to run towards the bottom, which we don't want to do. You've also got to be wary of kill planes. There are still kill planes going around this area, and you don't want to hit them, because if you do, you're immediately put onto the snowboarding section, and as cool as that music is, it's a massive time loss. You do not want to be doing that. Also, you can see the glitch timer there, stopping at 16 seconds. But that is Ice Cap. It was fairly well, actually. Went fairly well. So next up, we are going to have Chaos 4 and Knuckles, or rather Knuckles and Chaos 4. Of course, character fights in this game are short and sweet, or at least with any of the main characters, that is. So Knuckles here, we're just going to hit him. We're going to wait for his invincibility frames to go away. And oh no. Oh no. The reason you want to wait for the invincibility frames to go away is if you are unlucky and you hit him just after he becomes vulnerable again, he will get another set of invincibility frames, but he will not take damage. Those are known as phantom hits. You want to try and avoid them. So now we have Chaos Fort, one of the more infamous fights in this game. Chaos Fort likes to move around 3 times, do an attack, move around 3 times, and then pop his head up. I'm listening to make sure he does specific attacks, either that wave attack that he just did there, or we want him to do a splash attack. One specific attack we want him to avoid is where he splits himself into 4 blue balls. That attack wastes a lot of time because of its animation, so if we can dodge it, it would be nice. Again, 2 slashes, that's fine by me. And then we've got 2 more hits to go here. On his last hit, he will move around a grand total of 9 times and do 3 attacks before popping his head up. That's a splash attack there, that's what we were waiting on. So again, just spin into him. Now the reason I spin around the outside here and have the the camera controlled the way I do is we believe it's some form of manipulation. It might be, it might not be. There is no consistent manipulation for Chaos 4 yet. So far this is actually quite good, even though the camera is now deciding to be a little bit annoying. That's 2 splash attacks he's done. I'm listening for audio cue there. There's 3 splash attacks, I believe. So that's 1 movement, 2nd movement, 3rd movement, and then he should pop up. And somehow I decided to miss him, but that's fine. 136 is actually a very good fight. No blue balls there. I believe 133 or 134 are the best times for it. So next we've got our first auto-scroller of the run, which is Sky Chase. People will immediately notice that I have changed the soundtrack to Sky Road from Lost World. That's just a personal thing that I've done because listening to Scramble all the time, yeah. But this part of the run is perfect for donations when they happen. It'll probably most likely get handed over at that point. It's also a good time for me to explain the movement tech in detail. So again, we've already had chaining spin dashes. We've had slope jumps. We have had spin dash jumps. We also have hovering, is what I was going through. Hovering is when Sonic is in the air and is in ball form. He will have 60 frames or 1 second worth of hovering. What that is he has a reduced gravity effect on him for that 1 second. It allows you to go longer or go a little bit higher than a maximum height jump would give you. But to refresh it, you must land on the ground, which is why sometimes you'll sometimes see me make Sonic do a little hop, not actually go anywhere. That's just me ensuring that I will get a hover on my next jump. There are certain tricks in the game where if you don't have a hover, you could potentially fail them, and it could cost you a life at the minimum, a full run at the worst. So you just got to be careful that you know how much hover you have available at the time. Other than that, I think in terms of Sonic, we are fairly good. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we really need to worry about. Again, this section here, you don't actually have to play this. I just do this part for score for fun. There are Sky Chase. You see Sky Chase 1 and 2 a total of 4 times. You see Sky Chase twice, Sky Chase Act 1 twice, and Sky Chase Act 2 twice. Once is Sonic, once is Tails. A little bit of Star Fox barrel rolling going on here because why not? But yeah, that is the end of Sky Chase 1. So again, it's a solid auto-scrolling section. Can't be sped up or slowed down, unfortunately. It ain't great, but again, it's a nice little breathing space for when you're just doing casual runs, or when you're, as I said, at marathons. It's good marathon spots as well. Hello, lead, get out my way. Okay, so Sonic is now going to fall down. We are going to grab the crystal ring upgrade up here. Door open, please. Door, please. There we go. Gotta wait for the light speed orbs to hit the button and open the door. I've then actually got to hit the button to open the door. That would be nice. Now we're going to get the cutscene trigger for Amy and Twinkle Park. So everybody does love a bit of Amy, apparently. We'll see more of her when we get to her story. But for now, it is Sonic all the way and straight down to Twinkle Park. The Twinkle Park here, we're going to jump into the light blue Dodgem. Dodgem bumper car. Not really sure what I would call it. But what we're going to do here is we are going to try and do track skip. We're also going to see what our mystery ring container gave us. 10 rings, that's not bad. It's going to give me 35 for this. So bouncing on the ledge here, we then come down the hill. Using the camera to gain a good sharp turn on that one. So track skip, it's allowing us to skip one nice big corner. It saves a good couple of seconds, so it's always worth doing it. You'll see here that I'm going to try and collect as many rings as I can while still going relatively fast. That's because these guys, they speed up based on every 10 rings that you collect. So right now being at 91, I'm not at the fastest because of that, which is unfortunate. But there we go. So there's our life, and now we're at the fastest speed that we can go. Missing that speed boost, which is normally what I grab, but we're still okay. This is going to be about a 108, 109. What we're going to try next is roller coaster skip, where we skip the roller coaster cutscene. There we go, we got it. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a spin dash hover and land on the purple roof here, followed by hopefully 2 very successful spin dash jumps. Oh, unfortunately, the second one wasn't good enough. Let's try this again. Oh, no. Come on, Twinkle Park. So there's one. Let's do our second one. There we go. That's better. Make it? Yes. So this allows us to get to the end of the level fairly quickly. A 140 time, 138 time. It's not bad. Hopefully, I won't miss those spin dash jumps. What they normally do is, again... They can mess up in many different ways, and bonking there is not good either. But next we're heading towards Speed Highway. Speed Highway. Normally you would take that key card and go through, but we can come in the back door. We can go in Knuckles' entrance. Probably not a good idea to say back door, but if we spin dash between this pillar and the wall, the game lets us through, and we enter Speed Highway. So we are going to just jump towards the roofs here, and we are going to use the roof that we have coming up here to do a spin dash jump off the ramp towards the other section here. So we've just missed half the stage out, and then after this section here we are going to go and miss the other half, because Speed Highway is a very well designed level. So jump over here and spin dash over to this roof here, land down towards the missile, grab it, and that's Act 1 already completed. So Act 2, fairly staple. It's a nice little auto-scroller running down the side of the building, or in my case, spinning down the side of the building. We position ourselves in between these obstacles here. That way we don't get bopped and we don't lose all our speed. And we'll probably hit the bottom at around about a minute. Again, they look like they're tight gaps. They're actually fairly solid, and you can get through them with no real issue. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a nice spin dash jump, a second spin dash jump, and then get into the shortcut and end the stage over by the bell. And it's a 112. Yep. Fairly good time for me on that stage.
Yeah, it's okay.
So that, I believe, is the mid-game completed. Because after... Oh, wait, no. One more stage. We gotta go to Red Mountain. So normally there would be 2 load... Okay, that was interesting. I've not done that before. We're going to try and just come through this wall if the game will let me. Nope, game is being funny. Yo, game. Camera, please. Come on. Okay, we're not going to bother with that one because it's just not worth wasting too much time on it. You don't get that really first or second time. It's not worth going for, but the camera was being a bit funky there. Although I did go through a wall I was not expecting. So, nice spin dash jump here, maybe. There we go, into the train. I think this is because I'm in auto camera. Am I in auto camera and I shouldn't be? I hope I'm not. Let's find out. I am. That explains a whole lot. I'm in auto camera and I really shouldn't be. Gotta make sure I remember which camera I'm in at certain areas. So you can see there that because I was in the wrong camera, I was not expecting certain things to happen. Normally, I don't make those mistakes, but there you go. So here is our ancient light, which will allow us to do the light dash attack. So we need the light dash attack to get into Red Mountain here. If anybody can find a way to allow us into Red Mountain without having to kill that monkey, since the monkey's the trigger, we would be foreverly grateful. Like, we can get over the gate, no problem, but the level trigger just isn't there. So we're going to do a few jumps just to miss out parts of the level here. I'm going to grab the spring for safety. Spring route is much safer than trying to do a jump over to this section. Here we want the volcano to spew us over. And then we're going to get our checkpoint around about 27 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 27. Use a spin dash jump on the side of the building because geometry. And then the big skip of Red Mountain. A few spin dash hover jumps. That'll take us straight to the Act 2 entrance. So again, you can see the pattern on most levels here. There are strategically placed jumps and hovers that allow us to navigate certain things. Don't really want to hit that if you can help it, because we're going to make ourselves a makeshift ramp. And then once we've got the ramp, we can head up towards the level. But for some reason I decided I was spin dashing into the spring, which ain't great. Oof. Managed to dodge the fire, didn't get hit by the hammers. And that's still... I like that. I somehow messed it up a little bit, yet I get a 112 anyway.
It's okay.
It's always good. It's very, very good. So again, we've got the second auto-scroller of the run, or rather the second sky chase of the run here. Again, same music, but what I do at this point is I'm just going to sit in the corner because you can play it, but there's very little point in actually doing so at the moment. So this will just be a case of talking about something I've really got no idea. Hopefully it'll be a race with Flandre, and we'll see. I don't know, like both of us could do commentary. We could have some banter flying forth, alright? That's how it works. Witty banter and all that jazz. Again, donation reading and all that. I'm doing really good at this video stuff, right? GDQ would be damn awesome to go to. Like, I'm going to it regardless, but I'm really looking forward to this. I should have probably streamed me doing this instead of doing a recording, because doing a recording, I know I'm not talking to people. Or it feels like I'm not talking to people. But I know people are going to be watching this. So hopefully I'm not too, what's the word, boring? But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the things turn out. Like, is it wrong that I'm breaking the fourth wall? Is that a thing? Do I not break the fourth wall? But yeah, this is it's a fairly long stage, unfortunately, with only say maybe, I don't know, a little bit at the end we need to do input for. We need to blow up the cannon, but it's about 4 minutes of auto scroller here. The good news is we're towards the end of Sonic's story, which is nice. And Sonic's story is the longest story in the run. It's actually quite nice the way that works. The order of stories and the way that they are done, if you were to use the world record times for each one, is a case of they get shorter and shorter for each character you do. So longest is Sonic's story, then Tails, then Knuckles, depending on RNG, then Amy, then Big, then Gamma, then Super Sonic. Big and Gamma could be switched around again. I mean, we've seen Big before. Everybody loves a bit of Big. It's whoever's going to fish first and win. Oh, Froggy, please. And then, of course, Super Sonic, which is a nice 4-minute run ender. And it's pretty hype. I mean, it's Super Sonic. Everybody enjoys a bit of Super Sonic. So we're about 3/4 of the way through this scroll, and I would just have to head towards the front of the ship. Again, you can see standing in the corner, there's not a lot of damage happening to the ship, so you're fine just to sit. There's a bit of a meme going on, like which corner do you represent, top left, bottom right? I don't think it matters too much which corner you actually sit in, but it could be something to get some of the SADX community riled up on. So when we come to the end here, we want to hold the lock-on button ready for the missile launchers. We take them out immediately. I only got like 4 of them, which is interesting. And then we're just going to spam the fire buttons until about half health. And then we can just let it go, and that'll finish the boss. Just like that. There we go. So we're just going to skip all the cutscenes that we can. Unfortunately, the 3D rendered egg carrier transformation scene that we're about to see is actually in-game. So if you try and pause there, it does actually pause the game. It doesn't skip it. I don't know why that happens. I would love if it didn't, because it's free time save right there. But yeah, you got to make sure you don't pause at that section. So now we're going to head into Skydeck. You want to make sure you don't go in here too early. Otherwise, you run the risk of soft locking the game. But it's not happened, and I don't think it would happen in a race setting. I think we'd make sure we were doubly careful about that. Unfortunately, slow start there because I caught the cylinder again, which I didn't want. But let's make up for that with a good Skydeck. So again, spin dash jumping just to navigate some of the puzzles here. Grabbing the checkpoints for safety. I will always grab the checkpoints for safety because it's a marathon setting and it's silly if you don't. So again, just jumps over here. Again, hitting some checkpoints. Nice big jump over. Spin dash jump over. And then let's see if we can get the big jump that I'm looking for. There we go, that's fine. And then nice hover over here. Luckily for us, the cannon is here. Sometimes this cannon can decide it doesn't want to spawn, and you have to wait on it. If you take that rocket with the cannon not in position, you will die if you don't stop yourself. So we are going to spin dash jump up the side here. Just made that no more. Hopefully we've got enough speed here, which we do. Early cannon would be nice. Nope, unfortunately we didn't get it. But it only went to the second spot, which is good for us. So the final Act 3 here, we are going to skip a whole lot of the gravity section, but hopefully we will land early capsule. So if we just stop here, nope, we're not getting early capsule because I missed the jump. So instead, we'll just hit the button to change gravity back, and we will finish this with a solid 134? No, 132.
Yes.
Early capsule is where you can hit the capsule as gravity is changing, and you don't have to go back and hit that button. There is a little bit of a risk if you hit the button and you accidentally stand on the wrong location after you lose control of Sonic. You can soft lock, so it might be something that we just don't go for in a marathon setting. Just minimize the amount of soft locks. So again, here we have a character fight. It's Gamma. We want to just avoid any phantom hits from him. Any extra invincibility frames are not needed. Let's see if we can get cutscene skip. Nope, not a chance. If you can get in there before the cutscene triggers, it's fairly good, but unfortunately, I've not been able to land it. So that is one of our 4... Sorry, that's the second of our 4 Lightspeed dashes. We only do 4 in the game. 1 for Red Mountain, 1 for coming up there, and 2 on Chaos 6, which is just coming up now. Getting the crystal ring for them makes it save, on average, about 6 seconds if you get a good crystal ring grab. Also, it means I was wrong. We do use the Lightspeed dash to gather some rings once. I will have to remember not to say that. So again, quick charge up here, and then jazz into him. A spin dash attack there, sorry, a light charge. Well done. Shall we speak in English? A light speed attack does 2 damage instead of 1 against Chaos 6, which is why it's preferable to use them instead of just standard attacks. You only have to freeze them twice instead of 4 times. Which is pretty damn good. So now we're coming in to Lost World. Lost World is one of the only levels where I start in free cam. Auto cam. Gotta switch to auto cam in here for the first section. Again, we will switch to and from as and when it's required. So we want to come down here. Let's see if Fire Tunnel RNG is going to be nice to us. This Fire Tunnel is completely random if the pillars decide to pop up with or without fire. That's fairly decent there. I like to jump just to make sure I'm going to be super safe when I hit this checkpoint as well, because I think I've messed up Snake Skip. Snake Skip is a very tight skip where we are trying to grab the tail end of the snake, and I think I'm going to miss it. Oh, that's so close. Oh, that was very close. I'm happy I got it, but at the same time, oh dear. So what you just witnessed there was pause phasing, where you pause the game as you are charging a spin dash, and the door's default state for some reason is open. And when you unpause the game before the door closes again, you can spin dash through it. At least that is my understanding of the explanation. It only works really in Lost World. We'll see this once more when it comes to Knuckles stages. Again, it's Lost World with Knuckles. You'll see the same thing, and I'll explain it a bit more in detail there. But for now, we are going to run away from the boulder. And I'm going to hold the camera buttons and run down the hill, because that's what I've gotten used to. The boulder likes to rubber band. It likes to come and catch you, so you've got to just make sure that you don't go too fast, as silly as that sounds, because it will infinitely catch up with you. A few spin dash jumps here to the end of the level without dealing with the puzzle. And a smooth 139. So we've got 2 levels left. Final egg. Sorry, 1 level and 1 boss left. Final egg and egg viper. But before that, we get some story-related content with our friendly neighborhood Tikal. Unfortunately, we are going to skip all that. So we are going to use spin dash chaining to head towards Eggman's base in the Mystic Ruins. And then to the world's hardest puzzle. That's actually just 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're in there. That was an early entrance into egg. Final egg as well, which is nice. So final egg, a relatively smooth stage compared to the rest of them. Now that I've said that, I'll probably mess it up. Again, just spin dash jumps, moving as a... Oh, too early. Well done. It's a good sign when I hit that too early. It means I was going fast. I promise. That's what it means. Okay, that was fun. So not the smoothest cylinder room that I've had there, but still not the worst either. For Act 2, we're going to come backwards here, and we are just going to fall all the way through Act 2 and land right at the bottom of it here, where we don't have to do any of the platforming section. And we're going to repeat the process for Act 3. Oh, I had to skip there, but I unpaused too early. What happens there is, if you can pause it or you can stop your descent just as the stage transition happens, you can save some real time. And what's happening now is I'm doing a spin dash jump over a kill plane, and I am navigating myself towards the end of the level. No nasty platforming sections, no waiting on anything, just straight nice descent down towards the end of the level and into the Egg Viper boss fight. It's a really fast-paced game, this. So again, Egg Viper here. Let's hope we don't choke on this one. Egg Viper is always fun. Well, you should be fine, Arg.
Get a load of this.
Of course, everybody's favorite meme line, get a load of this. Present in all its glory, even though I am running the Japanese voices. I may have to do a little bit of editing. But yeah, so what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and aim for 3 quick hits on the next 3 hits. What that is we're going to spin dash into him before he moves back and out of range of us, requiring us to do the homing attacks like this. So that is what early hit is, and we'll get 3 of them before he'll switch to different attacks. So again, it's all laser beams and that just now. Yeah, I'm going to charge up the spin dash, do the jump, and away we go. Slightly late on that one. He did start to move back. It's not terrible, but again, better being safe than having to restart. Because restarting now, as you can see by the timer, it's a massive time loss, and it's not something you want to get. Jump into him, there you go. Sometimes the camera will move, other times the camera will just stay facing the way it originally is. It doesn't matter as long as you get a hit and you get back on the platform. That is the most important thing. So again, we're going to go for the earliest hit possible on the first 2 hits on top of the spinning tops. Spinning tops or Beyblades, how should we refer to them? Nice big high jump again. Second hit. On this last hit, we are going to wait until he comes over the platform. The reason for that is that you lose control on the last hit. So you wait and then you hit him. Because you lose control of Sonic until he actually lands. And if you do it too early, you're just going to fall to your death and you'll have to restart. Which is not what we want. I'm going to stand it in my safe spot here. He's going to do one last attack on us. It's going to fail. And that is the end of Sonic's story. But we don't do time until we get to the end credits scene. And once the credits start, we just skip the credits, close the game, reopen it, soft reset. So that's a split. In my case, it's close the game and reopen it. Depending on the setup there, it could be soft reset or not. But that is a nice gold split. I finally got a decent Sonic story in my All Stories run. Now I just need to make sure I can do the rest with Tails. Okay, so adventure mode into Tails. And now we've got the next one to go. So, again, skipping all the cutscenes here. Our first act of business with Tails is to go and grab the Jet Anklet. The Jet Anklet will make Tails move significantly faster. It's also a case of switching to free camera for hub world movement. Because the best way to move with Tails is flight. That's not a surprise to anybody, or at least it shouldn't be. So in here at the underside, nice big jump up towards the Jet Anklet. And then the fun can begin. So as people should know, or don't know, Tails' missions are beat Sonic to the end of levels. Or, except from Speed Highway, where it's beat Eggman. But it's always a race. So Tails has got to race against someone or something. But you're going to see us take abuse of the level layouts. We're going to just completely abuse them entirely. Again, there are some walls that we can go through as Tails as well. You'll see some of that in action. But first, I completely forgot we have Egg Hornet. Egg Hornet, again, he does have a one cycle with Tails. However, I am not the greatest at it, so... Nope, didn't get it. The idea of trying to be where I do one cycle with him, but if not, let's go for two. I will fully admit I am not good at either. So this is where we pray that... No, didn't get it. Ah! The idea is that you're able to hit him twice or 3 times very quickly. Unfortunately, due to me not being able to do it yet, I have to go through the entire Egg Hornet fight. You can see I'm firing off his 3 missile salvos and whatnot. There's the third hit on Tails. So a standard fight is about a minute. Saving off the final cycle is a lot of time saved if you can get it. If you can get it. So again, after this, we just want to take Tails. We want to come and grab the Windstone here. The good news is if you don't pick it up, Tails doesn't spin dash. Tails will just do his tail whip and you'll have another chance to pick it up. With Sonic, you spin dash away. It's not great. So again, just toss that nicely in here. And Tails will start at Act 3 of Windy Valley. And we're just going to abuse this fact. I just completely avoid most of the level layout. Tails' ability to fly really helps him out. The reason the camera on that's juttering a bit too much is because I'm pressing B to descend faster. So again, same idea here. Just come to a certain point of the level, plummet, and then head towards where the capsule is meant to be. Or in this case, the emerald. And just like that, complete. You can see Sonic trying to catch up. It rubber bands something fierce. It's really funny listening to things that you can hear. You're going, what is going on? But we are going to try and get early train, which we have got, which is nice. You can miss that and no more because Tails runs out of breath, which is not great. So, Casinoopolis. We get to see the underground area of Casinoopolis, but only a little bit. So we're going to hit that bomb. Ideally, I would like a ring for safety. And then what we're going to do is we are going to... No. We are going to go through this wall. Again, you can see a bit of a pattern here. If there's a wall, we're probably going to go through it. But just like that, same idea as Sonic, there are certain gaps in walls that you can just run straight through. Little bit of precision aiming required, but other than that, yeah, you've got it. So this time we are going to pick up, hello again Cream, we are going to pick up the ice stone. Or the ice key, if Tails likes to pick it up. No, it is the ice stone. It's because it looks like a key. But the good news for us Ice Cap fans is that we will get to do the snowboarding section. We will have Be Cool, Be Wild, Be Groovy. It's going to be great when we do get it, because it's a fantastic song. There is a skip here where you can skip picking up the ice key. However, it's fairly risky. I'd rather not take the chance of missing it in a run and then having to go back for the key, because that'll waste more time instead of just taking it with us in the first place. So again, Tails' fastest movement, flying. You can fly over the kill plane for ice cap. Sorry, not the kill plane, the level trigger for ice cap. So you want to make sure you don't do that. I found that out one day and was wondering why ice cap wasn't loading for me. Just going to stick myself in the corner here until about now. And then we're going to move out. Ideally, you want Tails to be as flush on the ground as possible. You do not want him to be doing little jumps and whatnot. Like little jumps like that, you don't want it to do, because it slows you down. And of course, Sonic speeding ahead as always. Now, I'm going to see if I can do any of the long jumps with the slopes here. I'm not 100% sure how they work, but we'll check. That's not going to do it. No, I didn't do it at all. So I missed the first one. What about the second one? Can we grab it? No, not a chance. Because there's one that can launch you right down here. I think it's a case you actually want to land on it. No? No, I didn't get it. Because it can take you right down towards the end of this section, and it flies really, really far. Let's see if we can get into the shortcut. Yeah, into the shortcut. That's fine. So I'm not going to bother with the long jump on the last three here, because just going up the top route is fast. And I don't need to risk falling off. God, I love this song. It's a shame I had to talk over it. Again, this looks slow, but the second you get up there, you can just hit the button and away you go. And then towards the end of the level. The proper, intended way. On a snowboard. There we go. If you look closely in the background here, depending on how good Sonic is, he might actually be there. Nope, he's too slow. You never got to see him. Sometimes he can make his appearance if he rubber banded well enough. Unfortunately, this time he did not. So once again, we have got Knuckles and Chaos 4 coming up. So we are just going to hit Knuckles. And then wait for him to lose his invincibility frames. And then just keep hitting him. Oh no's for everyone. And the best thing is, we'll get to hear it one more time when we play Knuckles' story. So the Chaos 4 fight here is relatively the same, except from Tails has a couple of less hits to do, and also with Tails, you just want to be flying, because Tails' flying ability helps him so much in manipulating Chaos 4. If you are flying with him, he will not do blue balls, which is brilliant. He will always try and do a splash attack, which is the fastest attack that he can do. So that's 1, 2, and then third movement. Spin on him. Wait for him to pop up, and he's already got 2 hits to go. So again, first movement, second movement, third movement. Even though he didn't move, there is a timing to his moving, so you will get used to the fact that it's like he's not actually moving, but he's taken up one of his movement slots. And again, on the last hit, he will go 3 times before he pops up again. So that's 1. And then he'll do an attack. And that's his second one. And there's his third attack. So next time he'll pop his head up and he will finish him off. There we go. Fairly good fight with Tails there. Once again, the egg carrier, and we are going to head towards Tails' workshop for another go at Sky Chase. Yay. So again, we can see what score we can grab in the first level here. And now I have the hiccups, that's always fun. I apologize. Okay, let's go for a high score. Again, most likely this will just be another donation section. This is the 3rd time we'll see this stage out of 4. Thank God. So again, I believe there is a certain scoring system on this. Some enemies will give you more points than others. I'm not entirely sure how it works out though. I just know that there's one section that has a tendency to give you more points than others. You can also have lens flare. Ah! Ah! And then the lens flare moves away. The good news is there is absolutely no risk of dying on this stage. I imagine it's pretty spectacular to fail on a sky chase in SADX here. Again, ideal targets to aim for about 10,000 on this. Uh-oh, we've got the max targets locked on there. So it's this section that has a tendency to give you a lot more points than you actually expect it to do. Unfortunately, it didn't give me a lot there. Normally you can get up to about 9k there if you're lucky. But it decided, nah, I'm not giving you any points this time. Or very few points this time. And again, just some barrel rolls for fun. Whee! Makeshift barrel rolls. And then the game takes control back and you're like, no. Yatta! Well, we all know what happens next. We've been here before. Sorted. So now Tails ends up in the Mystic Ruins again at night, and we want to go and grab the Chaos Emerald that's in the jungle, as this is where Tails has the idea of making the Tornado 2. Unfortunately, Froggy decides to eat it, which is not great. So what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and get Sandhill early by hitting the button and then flying up. Nope, didn't give me it. I get another attempt at it. Ah, it didn't give me it. That's unfortunate. You get around 2 tries at that because by the time the barrier disappears, you're pretty much just able to go into the stage anyway. So Sandhill, another kind of auto-scroller-ish kind of level. I call it an auto-scroller. It is, but it isn't. There's no real way to speed it up other than to hit the boost pads. And don't bash into rocks. And before I bash into a rock. Hey, we didn't bash into a rock for once. But we're just going to head over this side because there'll be a boost pad there. And then we'll head down this area. The fast finish. Again, very short stage. And then hit that one. Don't get bonked. Oh, we got bonked on the walls. That's not good. The slightest bonk on anything, be it a random rock on the ground or hitting the side of a wall or something, and it can cause all sorts of problems and lose your momentum on that level. So now Tails gets his Tikal section, and I think, yeah, we go. We're going to come up and grab the rhythm badge. It is a badge. I swear it is a badge. And then we'll come down and speak to Tikal, as she does not spawn until you get the badge. So now after having Froggy, we end up heading towards Tails' workshop again, where he's built the Tornado 2, and we get Sky Chase Act 2. So once again, I'm going to just sit the controller down for a couple of minutes while we let this play out. We can have some cheesy dancing. So how are you guys doing anyway? See, now I'm just talking to the camera. Oh, we need a big stretch. But no, I'm hoping, like, I've been speaking with all of the Sonic community that's in the Sonic Discord, and we are hoping for a very good Sonic block this year. There's a lot of people going to be submitting Sonic games, and I'm hoping that a lot of them get accepted. Just because it'd be nice to have a large Sonic block. Maybe not all at once, spread it out over like 2 or 3 days, but good Sonic representation. I think it's a great series for speedrunning. Trying to think of some incentives for this game though is interesting, because most of the things get done in an All Stories run anyway. So it's a case of what can you incentivize in this? I mean, I could do the voices, but I don't think there's too much. I mean, it could be a bit more. I'll speak to Flandre regarding it, but it's a case of, do you really think it's something? I don't know. I was about to say, hold on, my PB for Tails is 19 minutes and 87 seconds. It's not. That's my possible time save on... Possible time save on this one? Oh, it's my overall possible time save, not on this split. Duh. It's my overall possible time save on Tails' story for this split. I'm thinking that this is my Sky Chase split. It's not. This is Tails' story, not the overall, Sorry, this is All Stories Tails split, not Tails' stories individual splits. Right, so let's see if we can do this properly now. There we go. That's what you're meant to do in Sonic's version. So you'll get no missiles whatsoever come towards you. Again, half health. Once it's at half health, just stop firing and away it goes. You've got enough. It's a fairly safe thing to do. So once again, Tails and Sonic land on the egg carrier. Tails can take the top right because he can fly. And then once again, we're going to head into the sequence of events that will lead us into Skydeck. Skydeck, Gamma, Speed Highway, Egg Walker. Ooh, that reminds me, Egg Walker's actually got... It's actually got a soft lock thing that I gotta be careful about. That's interesting, actually. So Tails gets to do Act 1 here, but Tails will do Act 1 slightly differently than Sonic because of his ability to fly here. You can skip this section. And then, again, we're just going to come over towards where the rocket is. Take the rocket. Bounce on the invincibility. And then head towards this section. Hopefully get over the invisible wind. And then head straight towards the end of the level. Whoa. Capsule, please. Unfortunately, that is Sonic jumping in the background, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Thankfully, it doesn't last too long. Okay, so now, same idea, into the elevator here. This is the elevator that doesn't spawn, by the way, if you go into Skydeck too early, and you are stuck down here. You are effectively soft-locked. But Tails gets to do Gamma. Only time we'll get to use the rhythm badge in the game. Well, not really. You could use it in Egg Walker. Some people do, some people don't. And now into Speed Highway, where we just take a shortcut. So I think you guys can see the pattern going on now. Pretty much the exact same shortcut that you can take with Sonic. Don't know why I decided to hit that and lose all speed there. That was a bit silly. Just make sure I'm safe. And again, because Tails only has Act 1 here, it's a case of get to the end before Eggman activates the missile. And Eggman, he doesn't rubber band. Or at least not as much as Sonic does anyway. And then just take all our boost pads here as they refill our flight meter. And that's that. That is Speed Highway in a nutshell. 54-second Speed Highway. And this leads us right into Egg Walker. So Egg Walker here, he's got the weak points on his feet, and then once his feet are destroyed, he will fall down and you will hit his main body. So the idea here is that, come on, so fly into it, use that, and then when you see him to get back up, if you press the whistle button, or in this case the Y button, you actually make it so that he gets up a lot quicker, and you don't have to wait for it. So you see, just when he starts to move there, you press Y, and he gets up. You do have to be careful about that, because if you do it too early before he starts moving, it will soft lock. It will soft lock the game. The boss will not get back up. So you got to be really super careful about that. You don't want to do that. What it will mean is it'll mean that you have to reset and do the boss again, but that's menuing that you don't need to do if you can help it. So again, wait for him to get back up. Away he goes. Stand about the middle of the level so he doesn't do certain attacks. And go for the last hit on. And that is Tail's story. So once we get to the cutscene here. Oh, that's an early split. Slightly early split. Oops. I was one start too early. No, that's not good. I can fix that in post. You get the gist of the idea anyway. Splits are for me and is the main thing. So that should probably be a 309, not a 311. But yes, moving on. We are now moving on to Knuckles' story. And Knuckles is fairly RNG, but we should know the placements of each of the emerald pieces. Again, he has about 5 stages that we're going to do. And we'll see how this goes. So first things first, we are going to head over to Speed Highway. Just whack our way in here and then in through the city gates, and let's see where our emeralds are this time. Not there. There we go. There's a nice early piece, which means it's most definitely not up the top area, which is good for me. I will just triple check that there's not one up here, because there could be any of the middle pieces. I don't believe there are. No, we are fine. So I'm just going to fall down here. And then from here, I'm going to fly across, because I have a feeling it's up there. Really? No. Oh, that's interesting. Normally that piece is there if there's not one at the top section. Okay, so in here, and then the other one is down here. 50 seconds. Between 30 and a minute is what I'm usually seeing. So 50, a little bit on the long side, but it's still within my normal parameters. Anything over a minute I consider bad. So after Speed Highway here, it is nighttime, which means we're going back to the casino. In before we get shower piece, because that's the thing. Well done, Knuckles. What happened there was he just done a roll instead of actually jumping first. I tried to momentum cancel in front of the door. It didn't work. It didn't work. Knuckles, please grab. Thank you. Chow in Space. I don't know if Chow in Space got a sequel in Sonic Adventure 2. I'll need to check that out. That's a free piece noise, which means it's right behind me. Where's my box? There it is. Thank you. Jump on it. Not even in there. Why am I hitting that? It's in him. Oh, game, I hate it when you do that. Game, get off it. It's in this enemy here. There we go. Shower room. Do you have a piece? Yes, you do. Thank God for shower room. No, you don't. It's not shower room. It's above shower room. Oh, baby. Okay. Means it's lion piece. Thank you. 49. Again, you can see the idea with my Knuckles stages here. So now we get Tikal saying hi. So one of the longer Tikal sections, where we're just going to run up the top of the building here. Nice slope jump up to that section. And then we're just going to glide over to Tikal, and I assume it's her father. It is her father. Oh, I tried to get movement in the cutscene there. You can mash the attack button, and if you do it, you can move in the cutscene. It's fairly good to gain like an extra second or two, but it's not a major loss. So what we're going to try and do in Chaos 2 here is we are going to try and manipulate him. What's going to happen is anytime you try and jump into him while he's out of ball form, he will deflect what he does. So what we want to try and do is we want to try and keep him in ball. Oh, I got 3 out of 4. That's unfortunate. We want to try and keep him in the puddle form as long as we can, because his hitbox becomes active again before he actually transforms into a ball. Unfortunately, I could only keep the chain going for 3 out of 4 hits there, but it was still a fairly good fight. Because normally you have to hit him, wait for the ball to come up, hit him out of the ball, hit him again, he'll do some other attacks, but you get to avoid all of that by just doing the quick hits. Now we have our drill claws, we get to go digging. Push our monkey destruction switch. Make sure we don't toss it, because we need to take it all the way over to Red Mountain with us. So if we can grab it and run away, that'll be fine. So we are taking this up towards Red Mountain. And Red Mountain is outside the volcano, trying to grab 3 emerald pieces as normal. Let me toss that so it explodes, and in we go. So Red Mountain, let's see if it's going to give me any emerald pieces. It's giving me 1. There, it's down there. Probably not the greatest idea to fall all the way down there first for it, but as long as it means I can get up here and grab my rocket, I'm fine. So grab my rocket, see if there's a piece up here. There is not. Is there a piece down here? There is not. Wow, okay. Game being very, no, not there either. Okay, so it's deciding that the pieces are, well, one's away down here. They're both away down here. Okay. There's one up there. Where's my last one? Must be on the side of that mountain is normal. Or do you have it? You have it. Oh, good. I was getting a little bit worried that it was coming towards the back there. Only one of the radars was going off. It's like, uh-oh, where's my other piece? But we're fine. So unfortunately, by completing Red Mountain, Knuckles is not able to warp by jumping off the edge there. Take a death warp. Can't do that, since if you death warp, you just spawn back at the start of Red Mountain's entrance. So next we have the Sonic fight and our final Chaos 4 of the run. That's a phantom hit. That is what you want to avoid. Unfortunately, he took the hit, but I was a little bit too early on the punch, so he got an extra set of invulnerability frames. That's what I don't want to happen, but it happened. So let's see if we can get a run here with no blue balls at all. That would be wonderful. 1, 2, 3, and then he'll pop up so we can hit him early. Again, Knuckles is a combination of Sonic and Tails. It has the same health as Sonic, I believe, but it can have... Oh, there's blue balls. Dang it. Oh well, we get to see what blue balls is now. That's unfortunate. That's a nice time loss right there. But no, that was my fault, because I should have been gliding with Knuckles and I wasn't gliding. I miscounted my movements. 1, 2, 3, and then glide with Knuckles. And as you can see, it'll manipulate him into doing other attacks. But unfortunately, I wasn't gliding for the second hit, so he popped up and said hi with blue balls. That's one movement. That's 2 movements, 3 movements. There we go. And same again, on his last hit, he will move and pop up for an attack 3 times before... Sorry, he will move and do an attack 3 times total before he pops up for an attack. So that should be Splash. There we go. I've then got another one I need to get him prepared for. That's 2. Then the 3rd one. And then finally, we get our last hit on him. There we go. So one set of blue balls throughout the entire All Stories is fairly good. I mean, I can be happy with that. So now we want to go to the egg carrier, but the only way Knuckles can do that is through the jump. Oh, sorry, no. We want to go to Lost World first, then the egg carrier. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the gold key, and then we are just going to jump over the trees so we don't have to go down the long route. Because normally you have to navigate the jungle, but you can decide, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to jump on the trees. Gotta wait here and listen for that to go in. Because if you go away too far, the key will despawn long before you are ready for it. And you have to go back up to the top and grab it. It's not fun when that happens. I've had it happen twice, I believe. So there's your silver one. Unfortunately, I got caught in the ledge there. Invisible walls as well. You can see why running in the jungle is not a good idea. You want to try and just be above the trees if you can help it. That was poor placement, but hey, oh, it happened. So wait for the Lost World level trigger to load. And then Lost World, we are going to see some more of the pause phasing that you see with Sonic. Instead of going for the emerald pieces, we are going to come up and we are going to finish the game taking Sonic's exit. So we're going to just make sure we're there, run against the wall, pause the game, and we end up just phasing right through it, which is beautiful. And then we just navigate ourselves along here. Make sure we're gliding in here, because if you're not gliding, you will just fall to your death. And then we're going to hit Sonic's capsule and finish the level. So yeah, pause phasing, as I've said, it's certain objects have a default state when you pause the game, and for whatever reason the doors in Lost World appear to be open. And if you then go through it while you've paused it, if you're moving fast enough, while you unpause it, you just go straight through the door. And yeah, why Sonic's capsule's there, I don't know. It just is, but because it is, we can take full advantage of it. Also, at this point, we're just going to take an intentional death, which will allow us to get back towards the jungle area faster. We need to go to the egg carrier now. Wait, it would help if I actually went in the cart. So again, we're just going to take a nice flight down towards this entrance over here. About this location because you gotta watch the cutscene anyway. I wish the cutscene spawn was bigger, but it's not. And then we get Knuckles, king of the obvious here. Again, our transformation scene. This thing's always changing, he says as he's been on it once. But okay. So now we are going to head into the Master Emerald location of Skydeck. Hopefully, okay, there is a piece definitely down there, so I want to push that up ever so slightly. No, I don't. I want to pull it, not push it. I've always got to remember what I need to do with that. There we go. That's a bit too high, but hey, we'll take it. It's up the other side. Take this one. Hello there, Emerald. So we'll take the Emerald piece. I will quickly come down and check where my other pieces are. I don't believe I'm getting anything good here. No, the game is being very nice. I've got a digging piece. Okay, that answers that question. I have a digging piece that I need to do. Okay, then. So we need to come back up. This is what I like to call worst case scenario on my sky deck. So I want to come back up here. I want to grab this and then pull it this way. Nope, I don't. I want to push it that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just double check that I see where the pieces are. Yep, up the very top there, because the game is being annoying. And then down the very bottom as well. So that's always fun. Two excellent pieces that ideally you don't want in a run. So you've got this piece and then the other piece down here. And in, not that one, it's in the other one. So that's a bad stage, unfortunately. That's how a stage can take up all your time and go horribly wrong. I am probably going to lose time on this now. Thank you very much, Skydeck. We've got the Takal section first, and then we have got Chaos 6 Knuckles style. This is going to be a couple of, I think about maybe 30-40 seconds over my PB. We'll find out. Depends how good I can get out of here. Right, so come on, we need to go get a good Chaos 6 fight. Right, Chaos 6. What I want to do is I want to grab one, and then I want to grab another one. Because the idea here is that I will get to hit him once. And if I do this properly, I need to grab that. And then I need to just wait for another one to drop. Whole bunch of them drop on me. There we go. So fairly good chaos fight here. But unfortunately, losing, as I expected, about 20-30 seconds on this. And that's just due to the poor Skydeck RNG at the end there. Yeah, it's like 3 cutscenes at the end here we have to skip, unfortunately, as well, before we can split. There we go. Yeah, about 40 odd seconds. That's entirely due to Skydeck. Come on then, game. Reload. Thank you. So next up, Amy. Amy's story. I hope everybody's ready for some hammer jumps. Hello, Amy! Alright, so with Amy here, her main form of movement is doing jumps. Just standard jumps, moving normally, and away you go. And I believe she is a free camera expert. Can't remember, but yeah, just jumping with her is her fastest form of movement. You can do the big hammer jumps. However, they are generally not recommended for movement. You just want to do standard ones here. Again, when you see her running and she has her hammer out, it means if you were to press the hammer button, she will do a large hammer jump. You'll see them being used in the run here at some point. I can also make Amy say shortcut all the time. I mean, it technically is a shortcut. You're running faster, but now you probably can't unhear that. I'm so sorry. Right, so Twinkle Park is her first stage, and of course, Amy's objectives here are to avoid the robot Zero and get onto the balloon. Wow, I actually bonked off the bomb there. That's interesting. So again, just normal jumps when you can, hammer jumps when you need it. So our first glitch with Amy here is going to be get to the mirror room. If you can do it right. So what you want to do is, there we go, clip through the door, straight through and into the mirror room here. Anything inside the mirror where I am is not solid and not real until you come out, and then everything is real again and you can be damaged. What you want to do is you want to make sure you're out of the mirror room before you go through this door, because the ground is not solid at the other side if you're in the mirror world. And now we're just going to jump up this hill here, because it's faster than waiting for her to run. But yes, escape by grabbing the balloon. Okay, so now we are going to leave Twinkle Park. We are going to progress the story. Amy is going to get captured, and we are going to play our favorite game of Hedgehog Hammer, which the reward is the Warrior Feather, or as I like to call, the most pointless power-up in the game. Similar vein to the Rhythm Badge for Tails, it allows Amy to do the spin attack, but the spin attack is completely unnecessary because it's never used. This is entirely random, by the way. Sometimes the game is very forgiving and will give you a lot of supersonics. Other times, nothing but Eggman will pop up. Also, sometimes things are really quick and you miss them because my reaction times are slow. Or sometimes they can do that and just give you all the points that you need in one shot. That's very nice, that is. But you've got to wait for the countdown to finish either way. You only need to get 2,000 points to get the total. So now we are going to grab the Warrior Feather. You'll get to see it once in the run. And it's not even for anything useful. I say that because I've added it in because I was fed up with the fact that I had the Warrior Feather and never used it. So press the button into the hot shelter. And here you go. There's your Warrior Feather. That's what she does. That's what it does. There you go. That's it. I'm going to bother trying to get that. I'm just going to grab this and go through. You can clip through this door if you're lucky. However, if you're unlucky, Tikal gets in your way, blocks you, and... Oh, I didn't grab the... Okay, that's going to be interesting. Normally, you grab the speed shoes. Apparently, it doesn't matter. That's fine by me. Come on, there we go. Get a nice big jump over there. So this door is left 1, right 3 to open it. I mean, there's your hint there for it. But once you've done the speed run long enough, you understand exactly how to go. We are just going to high jump up these ladders. Again, normally the camera is very uncooperative here if you're in auto camera, which is why I do this run in free camera. But in Act 2 here, hopefully we get the jump. Nope, missed it. That's fine. So we just do the backup here, where we do... Oh, come on, do the backup. Nice hammer jump. Into the bathroom, and we have a bathroom break. We literally use the door to break through the wall, out of bounds, and then head into the engine. Oh, just do that hammer, Amy. Or you can get bodied, that's fine, that works too. Okay, normally I don't do this, but because I'm running and I'm whipping it, that's always nice. Thank you very much. So that would normally be smoother. That would be done in one smooth motion, but it was not. Not this time. And hopefully we make it up here. Instead of taking this door, we are going to go through walls, because again, walls, they don't exist in this game. Tikal! Oh, Tikal, please don't do that. Unfortunately, hitting a hint bubble steals all momentum from you. So if I continued with that jump, I was probably dead. So let's see if we can then skip this section. There we go. There we go. Hammer through, and it puts you right through the wall and hits the spring, which is always nice. Been having trouble with that skip lately. Normally I fall down to my death, but it's good that I've been getting that now. So, little puzzle section here. Again, if anybody has a way to skip this, we would be eternally grateful. The random puzzle section that you just have to play through until Zero busts in. So, puzzle complete. Your reward, a robot gets to come and chase you. And now we're just going to head through the rest of the level. We've got another puzzle coming up soon. Hopefully we can get the nice high jump up here though. Let's find out if we can get it. And we go! Oh, not quite. Normally you can get the high jump straight up there, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, I fluffed it. So there is a skip here that you can do to skip this puzzle. However, if you fail it, you die. So I'm just going to do the puzzle normally, while hitting Zero a few times if he just decides to get in the way, because he shouldn't be here annoying me. And then the purple one up here. Bye, Zero. Go away. So that'll open the door for us. We can run right through. And we're heading right towards the end of the level. Then just one jump here, straight onto the balloon. And sorted. So a little bit of a mess up at the start after bathroom break there, but not a major time loss, I don't think. Now for the trolliest section in the game, in my opinion. The game spawns you in the main area here, but Tikal is actually outside. So I imagine most people, myself included, during our first playthroughs, spent forever searching that area for Tikal, until we realized she wasn't actually there. And there are our friendly neighborhood Chow. And now this is where Amy is going to come and save Gamma's life. Convince Tails and Sonic not to beat up the robot. And now with Amy here, we need to go towards Final Egg, aka Mr. RNG stage. As in Final Egg, there are 5 doors, and the ending is only in one of them. The problem is, it changes every time you load the level. So what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of running across here again. Again, just normal jumps once we're on top of the trees, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll take the same route on the way back as well. Amy has the same concept with Sonic of slope jumping. If you're going downhill and you hammer, you get an amazing amount of horizontal momentum. Unfortunately, there isn't a load of places where you can use it. So again, Amy here is going to get Final Egg. I'm just going to grab that so we don't have to go around all the way. Hit the buttons. Although that button went back off, which is not good. Sometimes the hitboxes for these buttons make you hit them twice, and you just have to go and re-hit them. But as long as you remember the code, you're fine. Actually, this level has a good example of using downward momentum for slope jumps. Right here. You get nice horizontal speed for doing that. Again, I'm just going to go right over the top of these lasers because reasons. And do the same at this section because we don't want to get hit by them. Miss Tikal if we can. And then jump through this section. And then we gotta wait for the elevator. The game tells you you should hide from Zero. But for whatever reason, he just doesn't spawn. So you're literally just waiting for an elevator here at this point. It's a bit silly. It's like, you should hide. No, don't need to. So this next section coming up here, this is where the 5 doors are. It's pretty much the only element of RNG in the run, but it does make for a fun race. One person could get in the first or the second door. Someone else might have to get all 5. Who knows? But here's the room here. So it was door 2 last time for me, so I'm going to try door number 1, but I'll open up door number 2 at the same time. So what you got to do is you just got to run in. Nope, not there. You get about halfway in the room, and then the game will decide if it's the right door or not. So it's not 2 either. So it's not 1 or 2. So we're going to open up 3 and 4 at the same time. Please don't be number 5. Please don't be door 5. No, it was door 3. So as you see there, you get halfway in the room, and then the game decides if it was right door or wrong door. Thankfully, 3 is okay. Ideally, you want 1. 2... Basically, the least amount of door openings is best. So now we are going to leave this area and we are going to head towards the egg carrier itself, where we are going to have a final showdown with Zero. But we're going to head out the same way we came in, basically. As you might have seen in Hot Shelter when I messed it up a little bit there, Amy's climbing speed is not that great, unfortunately. She is the slowest climber in the game. And to get out the jungle, we have that giant ladder climb. So what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully use the trees here to climb. There we go. So we're still okay. We're going to head over towards the ladder here. And then get halfway up the ladder without having to climb it. And just, it really speeds up. Like, look at her speed. It's so slow. And then when you're near the top, just do a nice hop and You're fine. Unless you fall all the way down. Please don't do that. Please never do that. That's not something I would advise. So again, off that section just because you can. You don't want to do it when uphill because it'll have the opposite effect and slow you down. And then at the end here, we're just going to do however many flips Amy decides she wants to do. And then land onto the raft. You never want to land on the raft directly because it can and probably will dunk you in the water. Just because it can. So let's hope we can get a good Zero fight here. The objective with Zero here is you want to knock him into... Okay, that was interesting. You want to knock him into the section there. No, he's not being nice. He's not being very cooperative. Come on, Zero. Give me the quick hits. No, that's not a quick hit either. There we go. So that is Amy's story complete as well. Again, Hot Shelter was... Stop eating into my time. Come on. Come on, we can do this. Okay, dokie, Amy. That's fine by me. So again, we wait. There we go. I actually saved time on that one. That's good. So next, up to the biggest meme run of SADX, we've got Big Story. Oh dear. So we've got Big Story. Oh no. So everybody knows what Big Story is. Big Story is fishing for Froggy.
Select your fire.
So we are going to just come in to the adventure mode. We are coming into Big the Cat. It's time to go fishing, boys. Froggy. So our first act of business with Froggy, the rabbit, because, well, same as Amy, jumping is his quickest form of movement. We are going to lift up some cars and head to Twinkle Park. Hopefully we're not going to bonk on as many walls or as many boxes, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let me up that time. That's fine. Can we do solid Twinkle Park, or are we going to bonk? No, we immediately bonked on the wall. That's nice. Ah, don't bonk on the wall. Come on. Terrible amount of bonking going on here. Because Big is so big, hitting those tunnel entrances are really bad. But it's time to play the fishing minigame and find out where Froggy is. Where's the frog? There's the frog. Hopefully the frog will come and grab this. Frog, this is for you. Please come and grab it. It's for you. Nope, that is not going to get it. We do not want the fish to grab it. We want the frog to grab it. Come on, Froggy. This is yours. Yeah, come and get it. Right, so now the idea is that we want to lure him in by tapping X and holding A. And when the line goes up to red, we release A and pray that it doesn't break on us. But that is level 1 complete. Now we need to go and head towards, I believe it's Ice Cap next for Big. So we will grab our ice key. We shall go fishing in the ice area. Hello, Cream. We're going to jump off the side there. Make sure you don't bonk on that. Big, the big cat with the big ice stone. And then we're just going to run. And Big as well. He is super fast going upstairs. Like, Big is scary climbing ladders and climbing stairs. Just the speed that he can get while he does it. Why it was designed that way, I have no idea, but it's hilarious. We're just going to fall down here, and we're going to hopefully get a good jump. Thank you. And we are going to head towards Ice Cap, or rather, Big's big green flotation device. Big needs a rubber ring. Let's do that, and then we place that down. That's a fairly good placement, actually. Just going to take Big here. You don't want to jump in water when this happens. I just like to float along the top here so I can jump out when it comes to it. And then Big, the super fast cat climbing ladders. You mentioned frogs and he's right there for you. Oh, no. Pick it up. Thank you. Troll rock. Okay, so we want to see if Big's positioning... Sorry, if Froggy's positioning is good. No, it won't be. Rock away. Thank you. Oh, jeez. Where's Froggy? Come on, Froggy. Please be nearby. Froggy! I don't see the frog. This is a bad sign. That fish is coming for me. There's Froggy. So you can see sometimes the position of Froggy just says no. Oh, come on. Please? Thank you. Froggy, come and get this. This is a terrible ice cap. Please? Froggy, it's yours. Come and get it. Come and get it. There we go. He's coming now. Finally. This is a really bad ice cap, unfortunately. Normally you can grab him fairly quickly. Come on, reel him in. Oh, oh. There we go. Not a great ice cap there, I'm afraid. Controlled by the boulder. Got to remember, make sure the boulder actually goes in the water so you don't have to pick it up a second time. I really shouldn't have picked it up a second time there. Yep, all the hopping. Again, it is actually faster, believe it or not. So now, after Tails Let's Go Froggy, we have to head towards Station Square. What we're going to do is we're just going to jump up these steps and then head into the train and head over towards Emerald Coast. And this is where the big flotation device comes in handy, because now you can literally just stand in the water next to Froggy and pretty much fish right next to him, which is very useful for the next two stages, Emerald Coast and Hot Shelter. So in we go, and then we want to head over to this pool, because this is where Froggy lives. And we just find where the frog is. There's the frog there. He's moving forward. Hopefully he'll decide, I want this. Come on, Froggy. Froggy, take it. It's yours. Ah, he's being nasty. He doesn't like the bait I've given him. Come on, Froggy. Come on, Froggy. Here it's here. There we go. Wow, he just immediately decided no. What on earth, Froggy? Please, come on. You want to grab it this time? Yeah, come on. There we go. That's what we wanted the first time. Hey, stop it. There we go. Ooh, this is going to be a slow big story. Unless I can save it in Chaos 6. But I doubt it. We'll see what happens. It's not good, unfortunately. So now we're in the egg carrier. And we are going to go towards Hot Shelter. We are going to see if we can jump on the button straight away. Yeah, we did. Nice. Normally, I don't get that, and I have to go back and get it. Meanwhile, Big the Cat. We are going to just head off skate. He doesn't have buttons to hit this time, thankfully. He does, however, still have enemies that are trying to hit him. So again, I like to just make sure I don't sink too deeply into that pool there. And if I get enough speed, we should be able to get... That wasn't too bad. Right, Froggy in the pool there, so we hit the button. And we're going to come down here, and I'm going to position myself, hopefully in the right location, to fish for Froggy. Froggy! There you are. Come and get it. You know you want it. Come on. Come on! You stupid frog. Ah. He's not being very cooperative this time. Want it? You want it? Yes, here he comes, here he comes. There we go. It's being a very uncooperative frog. So what are we at? 8 minutes 12. Nah, I'm not going to get a PB on that one, unfortunately. It's going to be about maybe a 10-minute run. Yatta! Okay, so we've got to go do the Tikal section quickly. Then navigate our way up to Chaos 6. And then pray for, pray that I can do Chaos 6 properly. As fishing for Froggy from Big Fishing Froggy from Chaos is not really easy. It looks like it should be easy, but it's not. Yeah, I've really lost a lot of time. Ice Cap and Hot Shelter there with him not picking up what he needed to. Costing me a lot of time, unfortunately. Hello, Big. Get in the thing. Again, downside if you land on angles there, you do not get the desired effect. And if you jump off to try and fix yourself, you get stuck. So we are losing a lot of time on this. Hopefully we don't lose too much. Hello, Chaos. Yeah, I'm on. Right, this is where I need to just try and fish for Big. I'll get it wrong eventually. Well done. Nicely done! I did not think that would have hit there, but it did. That is going to help me minimize my time loss. Thank you very much, Big. I did not think that was going to hit, but it did. There we go. That's fine. I'll take that. Jeez, that was lucky. I did not think that that hit was actually going to hit, but it did. Alright, so now we have Gamma Story, which is, in my opinion, one of the most broken. Simply because we actually do Glitch Drought and we abuse coming out of the menu and doing levels in a different order. So this one will be interesting for those that haven't seen it before. So to start off, we're going to come in and we're going to do Final Egg normally. As everybody knows, Gamma's missions have different objectives depending on what mission you're doing. Most of them, however, are destroy/rescue someone. So there's an objective at the end of the level that you have to target and blow up. In this case, it is a Sonic doll. There we go. So nice, simple first mission complete. Then, once we complete this, we are going into our first boss fight, or our first robot fight, against Beta. So what you want to try and do with these fights is you want to try and shoot them in such a way where they don't jump. If you can make it so that they don't jump, you save a lot of time. Because if you get the final hit when they've jumped, you are not going to... you're not going to save any time. Like, when they jump like that, they don't start blowing up until they've landed. So you don't want them to jump, but I went and grabbed the ring for safety because I didn't realize if I had one or not. So now we are going to head towards Emerald Coast, as that is where Froggy has been spotted. Cream is also there. But we spend most of our time in auto camera as Gamma, I believe. I can't remember. People will tell me if I'm right or wrong at some point. So what we are going to do here is we are just going to head towards... I believe I'm wrong now that I think about it. But we'll see what happens. Normally you're supposed to take those pillars and go that way. I don't want to take the risk, so I'll just take the spring and end up this way. And then hopefully just fall down. Didn't want to hit that spring, but thanks very much, game. Yeah, I think I want to be in free cam here, not auto cam. Not too sure. But that's Froggy at the top of the hill there. So we've caught Froggy. We're going to take him back. Make Dr. Eggman very happy. And he'll reward us handsomely with a power-up after we've had a visit from Takao. And if you do this right, you get a mode change about there. It doesn't really matter because the cutscene immediately ends. You're like, So Gamma finding out that he's rebuilding Beta at this point. And then you've got to go and free Amy from her cage. So we come and free Amy at this point. She's now out and Amy's story is continuing on. And then we are going to go and grab the hover upgrade. And then that's where the game gets very interesting. Or rather, this route gets very interesting. So we want to just jump down here, grab our power up. And then back up we go and out the room. So here, is where things get interesting, because we're going to do hot shelter early. And to do that, we are going to jump out of bounds. Nope, didn't work. Come on, out of bounds, please. There we go. So we jump out of bounds and then fall right into, well, into oblivion, because I really should be in free camera for that. That was silly of me. Switch to free camera, do auto camera in the level. So let's try that again. Oh, no, if I'm bouncing around like that, it's not going to work. So again, no, I'm still in bounds there. No, you don't want that to happen. Fall down, back up. That was a bit silly of me there. Oh, come on, Gamma. Again, you can see if you've positioned yourself correctly based on how he walks towards the wall. Oh, there we go. Nope, I jumped back in bounds. This is called choking it, I believe. Come on, Gamma. Okay, back in the auto camera for this. Come on. Run, 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 run. Oh, am I even on the right one? Yes, I am. I'm most definitely on the right one. So this doesn't happen normally. Unfortunately, this is just costing me so much time. There we go. Right. There we go. We're in hot shelter now. Whoa, that took longer than anticipated, unfortunately. But yes, we are now in hot shelter. So we are just going to fall. Okay, I should most definitely be in free camera for this nonsense. Let's find out if that's the case. Yeah, it is. But we are just going to come through this wall here. And then through this wall, and then we come to the next section. And then from here, I'm just going to fly up to this direction. This will skip out part of the level for me. Get grabbed in time. Thank you. I was about to say, please make sure you actually get grabbed there. And then I want to fly over this direction, because what we want to do... Okay, yeah, no, I should definitely be playing in free camera, because those camera angles are telling me otherwise. So what we're doing here is we are going to skip the auto-scrolling train section and instead head right towards where Zeta is. I believe that's Zeta anyway. So we are going to blow him up by blowing up his cannons. And then that's that level complete. So instead of doing the big long auto-scroller on the train and doing the level normally, we just fly through walls. We're back to the whole flying through walls thing. But this is where we get to break the game now, because the game has effectively now got the flag of you've completed Hot Shelter. It then turns around and says, but that means you must have completed Red Mountain. So we can quit out, come into the trial menu here, and Red Mountain will be unlocked. So we're now able to do Red Mountain. And Red Mountain here has another lovely wall clip, if we can get it. So let's see if we can get the clip in here. There we go. Using the rocks there, we push ourselves out of bounds, and we just fly directly towards the level. Drop a little bit in height there just to make sure that we don't actually go in bounds up the top there, because we don't want to do this. And we are flying towards the end of the level. Simple. So that was a fairly quick Red Mountain, actually. I say that, I've still got to do this boss, so the idea is we make sure that he doesn't get to jump. I said doesn't get to jump. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, I think I've lost most of my time now because of the mess up in Hot Shelter. But again, the same thing happens here. Because you have completed Red Mountain, the game assumes that you must have completed Windy Valley, so it then unlocks that stage for us as well. And all this is also progressing the story, so there's Windy Valley now unlocked, so we can now come into Windy Valley here. Take the jump over here to this spring. The spring sends us high in the air. We then boost, and we want to come out towards the left here. Quite a way out to the left there to avoid the invisible wall. And then we're just going to fly ourselves all the way over to where the boss is. There we go. There's E103, and we are going to blow him up as well. Get an idea as we try and want to prevent as much jumps as we can here. Oh. At least stopping the last jump is really good, because it makes the destruction cutscene happen quicker, which is always a benefit to me. But now that the game has, now that we've completed all of Gamma's levels, we can go back into the main game and you'll see that its percentage meter has increased to 90%. So what's left now is to do the cutscene triggers and then head towards Zero, the final boss. So first things first, we're just going to jump up here and we're going to beat up Sonic. We get revenge on Sonic from earlier in the run here. I believe you can get Phantom Hits as Gamma, but I've never actually seen them. So, but there you go. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take a quick death here, because only one cutscene trigger can activate at a time. Pausing there because I'm really silly. But the way to Ice Cap was not triggered, so we had to take a death so Ice Cap would open up, or rather the cave would open up. What we're doing now is we are heading towards Red Mountain, and the reason we're heading towards Red Mountain is because there's a cutscene trigger for when you finish it that we didn't get to see because we were in the trial menu. But the good news is we don't actually have to play the level, so as second we're in the level, we just get to quit out and we're fine. It also means we get to do a death warp because we didn't actually finish the level. So the game registers our start point back through the Ice Cap cave, or the limestone cave. So we just fall down here and run about because it's Gamma. But then we just fall back down towards the area and we're going to head towards the egg carrier. Again, same thing as we did with the Amy relay. We're just going to come along here and then just fall down. Hover before we get to the raft, because if you're going too fast when you get to the raft, it'll put you in the water. You don't want it to put you in the water. So again, this is just going through the cutscenes that we've already completed the levels, and now we are going to head towards the final boss. I'm going to try and get early hit here, but we'll see if it happens. I'm mashing. No early hit, unfortunately. Early hit is where you get to hit Beta, or E101 Mark II, as he is spawning. Unfortunately, it's hard to get, and we didn't get it. So we've got to take out 4 hits on here instead of 3. As long as I don't die, it's the main thing. So he'll probably warp away in a second, just to be annoying. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to fire a nice big beam at us. Only one for the first round. He'll fire a whole volley of them on the second round in a second. So again, I just take the hit there because I've got a ring and it's safe to do so. Right, come on, matey. There we go, he's doing the big attack straight away, which is nice. Again, we get as close to him as we can and let him fire them off, because the closer he is, the quicker they explode and the quicker he returns to the battlefield. And that is Gamma Stories complete. Yeah, again, losing about 30 odd seconds there because I unfortunately messed up getting into Hot Shelter. That's not great. I would have liked to have maintained at least a 2-minute advantage on that. So that is Gamma complete, which leaves one more story to go. Supersonic story. Which is always a good thing. Now, Supersonic story, fairly consistent. I don't believe it's going to be any longer than 5 minutes here. So, final story, adventure, Supersonic, and away we go. So the start here is just playing as Sonic, making sure we advance the cutscenes as fast as we can, getting to the different areas. So when we get control of Sonic, we want to head over to where the Master Emerald is. So now that we have control of Sonic here, again, just chain spin dashes, get there as quick as we can, and away we go. I believe I'm in auto cam because I quit, so I don't want that. And then just spin dashes. And there we go. Eggman and Knucklehead. And then we have our wonderful Tikal section. So we just spin dash ahead. Got 3 of these in a row that we have to watch. That's 1. Go the wrong way. Well done. That's 2. And then the 3rd one. Camera, please. Come on. I should probably just do that. Oh, Sonic's crashed. No way. Game, please. Why did you crash on me? Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for doing it during my recording. That makes me happy. Now we'll need to see if we get the trigger or not, or if we're in trouble. Why during a PB? Oh, that is amazing, that is. Please tell me Sonic Story has some percentage. It does not, so we're back at the start. Really? Come on. Ah, because there's no trigger, of course. That's unfortunate. Are you kidding me? Why? Why would it do this to me? Okay, let's not do that again, shall we? I think the game's trying to tell me something here. No PB for you. Please don't do that to me. Now let's try this again. Do not crash on me, game. That would be wonderful. Yeah, there we go. Now let's see if this cutscene and that's going to work properly, or if it's going to decide to crash on me again. Very unusual to have a crash there. Very unusual. Now, so that's the 3rd one. No crash this time. Sonic, wake up! And now we want to dash off the edge here because we can warp back to the start of the limestone cave and then head to the jungle and into the supersonic fight. It's really annoyed me that it's going to take like a minute of my PB because of that. Oh no! It's already 3 minutes and I should be in the fight by now. Ah, how unfortunate can you get? Alright, here we go. Perfect chaos. So supersonic here, best way of moving with supersonic is to do a jump off the boost pad and then just continuously jump. Do not homing attack, just jump. It keeps you moving at a faster rate. There are ways of getting a quick hit on chaos. When you immediately enter the vortex section of chaos, you want to pull back on the control stick. The problem is if you mess that up, you miss the hit. So for me, it's not worth doing. But again, you just want to make sure you keep a hold of some rings, because of course, being supersonic, you are constantly losing rings. It wouldn't be supersonic otherwise, would it? I really hope I don't mess up any hits on this. Again, jump when you hit the speed boost there. Just being careful regarding homing attacks. You don't want a homing attack. So that's phase 1 complete. We now go into phase 2, where I change the music and just reset it. Oh, I'm going to lose my PV. Well, maybe not. No, I shouldn't actually. Arg, stop moaning. Right, so now he's doing powered up versions of his attacks. We don't want to get hit by them if you can help it. You want to maintain that blue aura that's in front of Sonic. You want to maintain that before you hit him, because that guarantees that you will do a hit. If you go in there without that, you might take, you might miss it, basically. You might slow down. Oh, missing, that's not a good sign. But you can see the jumping allows you to maintain speed, so it's not a massive disadvantage. Again, as long as I get my hits, it's fine. So down to our last hit now. Again, just make sure we do this properly. Don't want to get bodied by anything. There we go. And that's time. New PB. fairly good with that. UPB. Time, obviously, is on the last hit of Supersonic there, because that's the last input that you need. And, yeah, there we go. So, I'm hopefully going to submit this as a race, as I said, with Flandre. Estimate, probably around 2 hours. It's a fairly safe estimate for all the bad RNG that you could potentially get. We can minimize soft locking because we'll just not do the moves that require soft locks. And as you can see from everything that happened, it's not the greatest run, but I still managed to do a PB on it, so that's pretty damn good for me. PB video on a submission? Yes! But yeah, so hopefully this was enjoyable. I'll catch you guys later. And see you at GDQ.